The WebOS interface is great. I like this button in the middle. It brings up just about everything. It's very intuitive. You might take 5 minutes to get accustomed to the gesture space, which is below the screen, and it acts like the touch screen. You can slide your finger backwards to make something go back. You can slide it forward, and I don't know what the hell that does, but it makes something light up. You can hold various keys to copy, paste, do some other stuff like that, though I haven't really gotten into that so much. The apps, well, what can I say about them? There's like a little over 30, and the iPhone has like 35,000, so there's some catching up to do. Palm is not letting just everybody make their app, and I think that's a shame. I think that's probably the way to go, and then police the end results. Instead, they're there from start to finish, and what you end up getting is Connect 4 is the only game, and yeah, it has online multiplayer, but who cares if someone leaves? It's not like it's going to hurt your gamer score or give you bad feedback or whatever. You also have YouTube, which kind of sucks because you can't check your comments, and I wanted to check my comments, so I end up having to go to the web application, and then from the web I go and check my comments and all that stuff, and it's a little bit more tedious than I'd like it to be. But YouTube videos do play. But speaking of the web parts, you can't see videos on websites, and that kind of sucks. It doesn't have the Flash support. So if you got Blip TV, I don't think you can watch your videos unless there's some way around that or something coming up in the future, which I bet there would be. Internet's very fast. It might not be as fast as the iPhone 3GS. You've got these checkers that appear whenever you scroll too quick, but they fill in quickly, so don't let that be a deterrent. Battery life, I go down to like 50% after pretty generous usage on the day. I'd say that's pretty darn good, really. I don't know a whole lot about these kind of things, these devices, because I'm not some chick, but I'd say that's good battery life. And the fact that you can take out the battery and put another one in, hey, that's something the iPhone can't do. However, the iPhone does have twice the gigabytes, something I kind of miss, but I wouldn't really want to load this up with a lot of video and photos. That's going to be a little tacky. Just like the iPhone, you can click around and squeeze together space on the internet to zoom out. It makes surfing the web on your phone doable and fun at the same time. WebOS has some cool features. Like the cards. It lets you open up multiple applications at a time, and you may not have thought you wanted to do this with your other phones, but let me tell you, multitasking like you would on your computer, doing that on your phone, great idea. You can have the music player open, you can open up multiple web pages, you can do a whole variety of things. Check the weather, open up your apps, call somebody. You can slide open the keyboard to unlock it, or you have to slide your finger across and do some other stuff, but that's not a big deal. If you slide the keyboard open and just start typing something, it's automatically in the smart search. So that way you can find your contacts or maybe even do a Google search from your phone, which is cool. It kind of looks like a polished rock. And I think that's what a lot of the promotional material that comes with it is showing here, and stuff about the environment. I mean, like, really? It's a phone. Do we need to talk about the environment with all the packaging? It also likes to lock itself all the time, almost randomly. And not while I'm using it, but if I stop using it and then I want to do something, I hit the power switch, and then it's like, oh, now you have to slide to unlock. And then sometimes you hit the power switch and you don't have to. I'm kind of confused what this does. Also, as a phone, how do I put this nicely? I want to just look at my phone book or my contacts, and instead I end up calling people. It doesn't give you that kind of option. If you look at someone's number, you just start calling them. It's like, whoa, hold on, man, I just want to add a picture. Well, you end up learning then that there's a different way to add pictures and change the ringtones for people. But at first, if you're in that phone green screen, you better watch it. You're going to end up calling all your friends if you ain't careful. When I'm in my parents' basement, which is very, very, very often, I've noticed that my Sprint 3G coverage is a little slim over there. You're going to have to consider how often do you go to places that Sprint covers before you make your decision. Call quality, I think the voices were a little better on my previous phone, which was a Motorola Sliver L7C. I've noticed that the speakerphone is very weak. You get a lot of interference and muffled sounds, not very attractive. As for the speaker playing music, I like the way it sounds if you consider that it's coming from a phone. It's not coming from a dedicated sound system. So it's just a little added bonus. I wouldn't want to entertain a crowd with it, okay, guys? My biggest complaint has got to be the power auxiliary jack on the side. Again, you have to be a woman with long fingernails in order to open that sucker, and you're going to need it every time you charge, unless you get the touchstone. And yeah, I heard it was slow, but I bet it's more convenient than having to pull this little tab out all the time. Now, I think that it's great that Sprint gave us the ability to make our own ringtones from our favorite songs, even though they probably knew it was already copyrighted. We didn't have to download it again. We didn't have to pay anything extra. It's just the songs you've got. Anything you can mix on your computer, you can make it a ringtone. That's wonderful. However, presently, you cannot change the ringtone for a text message. Also, and this annoys me a lot, if you want your phone to vibrate, you have a couple of options here. You can turn the ring down, the volume. You can turn the volume down all the way and have it default set to ring and vibrate. So it's ringing and vibrating all day long. You want it turned off, click that down, and now you're down to just vibrate. Okay, so you move the volume down. Now, I don't want the phone vibrating all day long while it's ringing, because what if I've got it in my hand and starts ringing? May not have expected it. Maybe it's a grenade or whatever. You know, some of those NAM flashbacks kick in, and I may drop it, throw it at a car. Who knows? I don't want to do that. This thing cost me $200. You can also move this switch at the top, which takes old lady fingernails in order to move. And that's a real pain. You're going to be fiddling with that, scratching your phone up as your fingers slip off of it. But that's your other option if you want your phone to vibrate without the ringing sound. And yeah, that does kind of suck. The Palm Pre may not be perfect, but it's pretty good. And it's a great effort for Palm and Sprint in trying to get in on this iPhone killer market. So I'll give it 9 out of 10. If you're looking for an iPhone killer, I think this is it. Remember, I'm better than you.
Do it! Do it now!